So, hello everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful time. We are back with another Next session. And in this session, you will get a chance to discover several new ways in which autonomous drones are increasing situational awareness and efficiency of conducting security operations. So, I will start with an introduction to our speakers today. So, we have Vincent, who is the CEO at Selectric Asia. Vincent was born in Switzerland and was educated at the University of St. Gallen, followed by IESE Business School Barcelona. He has lived in Europe and Asia for many years while traveling around the world in his various roles in international business development and M&A fields. Vincent has wide experience in the consumer electronics industry, thanks to the years he spent in Tectronic Industries Hong Kong, Oregon Scientific Hong Kong, Coeta Systems, Jabra, and Motorola. Vincent Penna created Selectric with his German and Asian partners in 2020 with the intention to bring drone as a solution to selected Asian countries. Happy to have you, Vincent, today as a speaker.
Thank you, Ajik, for the invitation, and hi to everybody.
We also have with us Daniel, who is the country president for Securitas Thailand. Daniel has worked in the security industry during his entire professional career. He joined Securitas in Sweden after leaving the army, where he served as a military police. During his time in Securitas, he has had the opportunity to come in contact with all different aspects of the industry. In 2009, he relocated to China to start up Securitas operations. In 2012, he transferred to Thailand to head Securitas operations there. Between June 2015 and May 2019, he was also in charge of Securitas operations in Cambodia. He enjoys working in an international cross-cultural environment with all the challenges and opportunities it brings. So, welcome, Daniel. Happy to have you here as a speaker as well.
Thank you.
So with this, over to you, Chal. You can request you to share the screen and move ahead with the presentation. Thank you.
For anyone who doesn't know about Securitas, we're a Swedish company, still headquartered in Stockholm, in Sweden, but operating in over 53 countries around the world right now. Global leader within the security realm. Mainly the bulk of business is guarding security officers. But anything within the security realm, also technology in form of CCTV cameras, executive detection, risk analysis, risk surveys, bodyguards, anything within the security realm, Securitas does. And because of all the experience we have globally and the different developments in different countries around the world, Europe, US, Asia, are all in different stages. Even within Asia, it's a big challenge in how the development has been between Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore, Australia, China, India. They're all in different developed stages when it comes to the security industry. And we're leveraging technology as much as we can in each of these industries. In Asia, so far, in Thailand, for instance, labor is fairly cheap compared to Europe. But wages are going up anyway, year by year. So the return on investment of introducing technology and replacing humans is really there, even in Asia right now. So next slide, please. So we're deploying drones in many different shapes and sizes for different applications. In Europe, mainly piloted drones. There's an issue in many countries with getting autonomous drone licenses up and running. However, in Asia, we have that opportunity to really go autonomous. And we're doing tests and we have proof of concepts done in Thailand, at least 2 different segments of our clients. And they do provide a good alternative for us when it comes to support or even replace man guarding. So, of course, large areas that needs to be covered. Think golf courses, especially nighttime. It's a hard environment to protect if you don't have a hard perimeter. And some golf courses are very hard to build a wall around it. So we can use the drones to create a virtual perimeter and survey that perimeter at nighttime in complete darkness with autonomous drones. Power plants and other plants, of course, we can use drones to access areas where maybe hazardous for humans to be in, and drones can do it from a distance and without being exposing humans to these environments. Of course, besides human detection and from a security perspective, we can use the drones to complement the security or add on as a value-added services to our clients by doing heat detection if there's certain areas that are prone to fire hazards. We can also, of course, add on to surveying solar panel arrays on top of buildings or on big, large fields, which we are protecting nighttime with drone, and then daytime we can use them to then take pictures and see if these solar panels needs to get cleaned or maintained in any way. So it's a multitude of applications that we can use the drone. We usually go in, of course, with a security perspective, but then the other services is something we add on top as added benefit to the clients. And for us, the autonomous drones makes it really a good way of reducing headcount or at least supplementing the human element in the security installation. Because until we can get terminators that can do the response, we still need to have humans to respond to these incidents that drones do detect. But for now, that's really, really good complement and then a cost-efficient way for us to cover large areas and areas where are hard to survey by humans. Yeah, next.
Thanks, Daniel. Here's Vincent from Solectric Asia. A few words about Solectric. First, we are origins from Germany, and quite a young company, founded in 2016. Or earlier, actually, early 2012. We started in consumer drones very strongly in Germany, selling in typical channels in the camera channels. We came very successfully. And immediately decided to go in enterprise business in 2016, originally with DJI when they started with the first enterprise drone. But today we're diversified in other brands and other solutions. And we have made the decision to open an office in Asia, in Bangkok. So with Dennis, the founder, and myself, we started the company here in Thailand, and we have also 2 Thai partners. Invested. It looked like I was cut. Ajinkya, can you hear me?
Yes, Vincent, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked like there was a little cut. So we started, just to maybe repeat myself, we started in Bangkok last year. We founded a company and with 2 Thai partners. And our approach here in Thailand is different from Germany. We will not do the consumer business. We will focus enterprise. And we come up with a one-stop solution. So drone is a solution. So that would cover the recommendation, what type of drone needs to be used, what type of payloads, what type of software, depending on the user case. We will train the customers and do, of course, all the customer support, training, and after-sales service. So that's the approach we will have in Asia. Next slide, please. You can see our presence is quite still embryonic, but we have a very good presence in Europe with Germany, Poland, and Italy. And we want to develop the emerging market in Asia with a setup. We're looking to have a setup in India. We have the setup in Bangkok. We're also looking to open an office possibly next year in Brazil. So that's Solectric, different offices we have around the world. And you can see we also have an office in Poland. Next slide, please. So Dalian already mentioned some of the verticals that we will work together, but we believe there's an opportunities in very selected segments. We will not work in all the segments in Thailand. We will focus in constructions, security, oil and gas with different user case. But in each of these segments, we believe there's also room for autonomous system. That's why we believe the charging station drone in a box has a market in it. So we are looking into establishing a specific solution and user case for each of those verticals. Starting in Thailand with Securitas, we will focus, you heard it, on security, but we believe there's some other verticals we can work together with them. Next slide, please. Other possible solution is inspections. There's a lot of solar farms being established and constructed in Thailand, and there will be a demand for maintenance and autonomous maintenance in energy and especially with solar. We also offer some offshore solutions, but there's more, let's say, cargo drones. At the moment, there's no specific solution for drone in a box, but that will come with time. And we're also looking cargo solution into some medical project here in Thailand. So the last two would not be specifically for drone in a box, but who knows? I think there's also some solution that will come in the next 2 years in this segment. Next slide, please. So we are very, very pleased actually to announce our cooperation with Securitas, and now it's official. We will work on project together. We made a short video, just to launch that into a kind of a quite dynamic video. If you can kickstart, Kunchal. So you see the video was showing you some of the shots we did and the proof of concept of the private school here in Bangkok. And that's going to be launched probably next month. And the idea of the user case was to use the charging station to monitor the premises daylight and nighttime, but also they have a solar panel on the school. So we will also use the charging station, and you can see the Mavic 2 Enterprise Advanced to do some maintenance project. So you can see we already gave a nickname to our charging station. We call it R2D2. So you can see the video. So it's a bit Star Wars related, but it will help us to get some visibility out in the market. And this will be launched in the coming days and weeks. So back to summarize, what are the first user case we have with Securitas in Thailand is security. Obviously, it's Securitas coming from that field. That will be the field we're going to work together. It's aiming to private school, universities. There's a lot of big campus here, universities, residents, industrial zone. There's also a lot industrial zone in Thailand. Early fire detections. That's also, I say, preventive and highly demanded. There's been some fire cases recently in Thailand too. Container terminals also very important. For different reasons, which I will not necessarily disclose here, and construction sites. So construction site, there's a lot of big construction going on in Bangkok and outside, where drones are required for security. That's on the segment security. Maintenance, a lot of Securitas customers are also active in the solar, golf courses and building. So that's where we'll also use the drone and the charging station. And we're also looking into warehouse and logistics solutions. So there we are working on that. We will hopefully be able to launch and disclose to you some of the new solutions we're working on. And of course, the sky is the limit. Any customer coming to us, our aim is to find a solution for them. So we keep the door open. And again, we like to be challenged to bring innovation in this field. Okay. Yeah. Next slide, please. I'd like to touch a few words. In this business, education is important. The technology is very new. We're not only drone and software in Thailand, but also anything related to drones. So we are looking at establishing an academy. We already have an academy that is running pretty well in Germany, where we train about 5,000 people purely in B2B. Our intention is to work here with some universities and also establish an academy, and hopefully we will bring some new talents in this segment. Today, it's still very difficult to find competence. So we want, this is a way to detect talents and train those talents into the drone business. And the last slide, obviously, Daniel will leave our contact details. So if you have more questions than the one you will ask now, but for later, please feel free to contact us directly. If you have certain project, more technical questions, again, we are here to help. If you're looking to, if you have certain solution that could be interesting for us, please contact us, and we will then evaluate it and see how we can help you in launching this in Thailand together. So again, I would like to thank Flight Base team. I think this is a very good event, very important that we do this, and I'm very happy you took the leadership. We're working very close and very well on different projects. They're very reactive. Of course, we have very demanding customers, so obviously we challenge them all the time, but I can feel the spirit is there to work together, and we're very pleased to collaborate in the many years to come. And also many thanks for Securitas to joining us. It's late here in Thailand, but Daniel is somebody also very much out of the box, pioneer, and I would like to personally thank him to support us in the project and for joining that conference.
Happy to be here.
Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for the kind words and the insights. So yes, that was a very informative session to learn more about Securitas and its applications where it is using drones, as well as Solectric and its plan on expanding and bringing the drone in a box technology, as well as other drone related applications to the market. So I have a few questions here. I will start with a question to Daniel. So Daniel, you mentioned Securitas is present in over 53 countries around the world. So I would like to understand, I'm sure they must be already using drones for this application. Are they currently using a drone in a box solution, or is it currently a manual process of capturing the data?
It's in testing stages for drone in the box in many countries, but it's still, especially in Europe, where I'm most insights, except for Asia, the autonomous licenses are hard to get. They still line of sight, piloted applications that are the main, or tethered solution. So not so much drone in the box in Europe yet. But of course, this will come. Again, the offset of especially replacing manpower costs with drones is definitely there in Europe easily. So they are pushing, and those things will come, I would say, this year or in the very, very near future, where they can get autonomous licenses in certain countries at least.
Got it. Thank you for sharing that. And one quick question for Vincent. Vincent, you mentioned there are multiple applications such as solar farm inspection, oil and gas sector, security. Which application do you think has the fastest adoption of drone technology? I think Vincent is having some trouble with the networks. Am I audible, Daniel? Okay.
I think Vincent lost connection just now. Bounce back soon.
And Daniel, can you help us understand your customer base? Basically, which customer of yours is willing to adopt the drone technology earlier compared to other customers?
Yeah, so we already have test cases, proof of concepts with educational universities, schools, golf clubs, and also container terminals. I forgot to mention container terminals. It's an excellent environment where health and safety plays a big role. We really don't want humans walking around between the container stacks, which is dangerous, big forklift trucks and stuff like that. So the drone provides us with surveillance capacity without exposing humans to really dangerous area to really patrol on feet or even in small vehicles, which we normally do. So drones is a really good complement. And we then have that connection to our 24-hour monitoring stations. So when the drone does detect something that's out of the norm, it relays that picture to the monitor station, who then can take the decision on what needs to be done and what actions we need to take.
Right. And as you may understand, Daniel, the technology is getting smarter day by day. So there are also integration happening with existing VMS systems such as Gentech, Milestone, and even existing security system directly integrated with the drone in a box solution. So instead of somebody manually sending a drone, the sensors can trigger an alert to the software, and then the system can send the drone. So everything can be automated, and this will also reduce the response time of the company for that particular situation.
Yeah, and also for us to send the correct response. In many cases, when we have detection from alarm systems, we may not necessarily know if it's one or two or three perpetrators that have broken into the site. So if we can, with live video and following, tracking the individuals that are trespassing, we can then see if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and then send the appropriate response to mitigate that threat.
Right.
And Jinka, sorry, I had some technical issue. So can you repeat the question you had? Unless
Sure.
Daniel answered for me.
Yes, I will repeat the question again. So, Vincent, you mentioned there are multiple applications for drone in a box solution, such as solar, oil and gas inspection, security. My question is, which application do you see seeing the fastest adoption of drone technology out of these?
I think without a doubt it's security related and everything that goes around security, because it allows basically the solution to be totally autonomous and driven from a control room and remotely. And you can have different sub-solutions. But we have a lot of interest from people in the mining industries, because the field is very big and they don't have necessarily drone pilots, and they want to have a solution that could be totally autonomous. And typically it won't be not only one solution, but it might be multiple solutions. So the drone might do one mission to do mining exercise and or maybe inventory, and now there will be security related. A third one can be a different one, so it would be multiple. But without a doubt, security is predominant, and in the private industry and also police and other verticals, by far for us at the moment.
Right. And also, as Daniel mentioned earlier, there are multiple use cases that can be served using a drone in a box solution. So if in the morning the drone is doing stockpile management or inventory taking, during the night the same drone or the docking station can be used for security purposes.
Yeah. I'd like even to add, we have a project, and Daniel mentioned it's a golf course. But by the time we went there and told them what the drone can do, they came with other demands. So it's very interesting. You start originally with one demand, one user case, but very quickly you add some more, some other services on the top of it. So I think we need to be ready to be able to integrate multiple solution on one platform. That will happen very quickly when the customers see the advantage of having an autonomous platform.
Right, understood, Vincent. And Vincent, one last question. So you mentioned you're planning to expand Solectric Asia in different geographies. So my question is, how do you identify a location? Do you consider the drone regulations in that area? What are the factors that you consider before entering into a particular geographic location?
I think even before considering other expansion, we want to do a good job here in Asia, in Thailand. We want to set up a base and gather the know-how that we can help other countries in expansions. The surrounding countries we will explore is probably not the mature one, because the market is always basically it's quite crowded. So it will be more emerging countries. We believe we can bring solution to the emerging countries. The criteria to enter the countries is basically as virgin as possible, but with a high potential. So we look into long terms. Regulation, yes, it's a challenge, but it should not be a breaking point. So there's multiple, and ideally maybe have a concrete project in these countries. So already in Thailand, we have been discussion with some companies that have presence in Vietnam and other countries. So that could be also the ice-breaking effect for us to start a new country with a concrete partner who has already presence in those countries. So you get a long answer for a short question, but I think it all depends. But one thing is sure, we're out of the box. We're not afraid to go into countries if it makes sense.
Got it, understood. So yes, thank you for sharing that, and thank you for your time today, Daniel, Chal, and Vincent. Any closing thoughts you would like to add to the session?
Daniel?
No, I agree with Vincent. It's really good. Next Gen 22 here. I've been checking in and out on different sections all during the day, and it's really impressive to see, and I'm really happy to be part of this.
My closer work is if there's anybody next gen interested to come to Thailand, please contact us. We're open to to anything new. We can learn from each other. We're part of an exciting adventure. It's just the beginning. So again, we believe this industry will become. There will be space for everybody in these industries. So that's my closing word.
Thank you very much, Vincent. Thank you, Daniel. To all the audience, I'm just pasting the contact details where you can reach Daniel as well as Vincent. If you have any specific questions or you'd like to schedule a meeting with them, you can reach out to them on their contact details. And thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. And coming up in next few minutes is a booth visit session, so you can visit booths from different presenters in nation, and then if you have any specific questions you can reach out to them regarding those. So thank you everyone for joining today. Thank you once again, Daniel, Vincent, and Shal. It was great having you on the session.
Thank you.